They know they've got the fandom on their side.
I love gold!
You just follow the bouncing Fritos corn chips bag. Ay, 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 ay. I am the Frito Bandido. I like Fritos corn chips. I love them, I do. I want Fritos corn chips. I'll get them from you.
Yo, what up? ¿Qué pasa? ¿Cómo estás? How's it going? So I've got a quick piece here for us today, quick video, couple of stories that I've been looking at here online, and I've kind of been waiting because I've seen multiple sources cover the same thing, and now it's pretty much confirmed about how Peter Jackson was ghosted by the Amazon Rings of Power production, because here we have a People article about it, and here we have a Yahoo article about it that I was reading, and here we have an article by GameSpot, and this is yesterday. This is even today, this morning, August 8th. And the Yahoo article is from yesterday, last night, and the People article is from 2 days ago. So we've got several recent articles, each one confirming the same storyline, the same narrative, specifically that Amazon ghosted Peter Jackson over Rings of Power. And the general storyline goes that, let's see here. Speaking to the Hollywood Reporter, I'll have to check that one out. I will open that in a new tab and check that out as well. Jackson said Amazon asked him, and Lord of the Rings producer Fran Walsh, who is Jackson's, I think, it's not his wife, it's his partner, I believe. I don't think they're married at this point, but I do know that she was involved quite a lot in the writing and producing and everything involved in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and they've been together a long time. If they wanted to be involved in the TV series, Jackson said he and Walsh could not agree to do so until they saw a script. And this is where communication ended, apparently. So they said, as soon as we get the first couple of scripts, we'll send them to you. And the scripts never showed up. That's the last thing I heard, which is fine, no complaints at all. That is also echoed in the Yahoo article, I believe. Although Jackson never heard back, he's still looking forward to watching the show. Tried to get him involved multiple times. They asked me if I wanted to be involved, and I said that's an impossible question to answer without seeing a script. So they said, as soon as we get the first couple of scripts, we'll send them to you, and the scripts never showed up. And the same thing with the People article, which couldn't actually be bothered to get, to get the current casting of Robert Aramayo correct, because this was from 2 years ago when he was originally cast as whoever Beldor is. I don't know. But now I believe the gentleman Robert Aramayo is cast as Elrond. I've heard other information like that, specifically that Amazon snapped up all these actors and then recast a lot of people, and apparently this was no exception in this instance. So I'm going to get rid of that and that one. And so yes, the People article confirms the same thing. And Jackson has no ill will. He says no complaints at all, he said, and he even noted he's looking forward to watching the upcoming series. If somebody makes a good film or TV show, it's something to celebrate. I'm looking forward to is actually seeing it as a perfectly neutral viewer. This was another interesting thing. In pursuing the rights for our show, Amazon Studios responded, we're obligated to keep the series distinct and separate from the films. The statement to the outlet reads, We have the utmost respect for Peter Jackson and the Lord of the Rings films and are thrilled that he is looking forward to watching The Rings of Power. So, one other thing I want to check out here. Oh, here we go. This is, yes, I have seen this. About 4 or 5 years ago, they asked if I would be interested in it, so I said, have you got the scripts yet? Because I know how hard the scripts were to write for the films, and I didn't know the people writing their scripts. They said, oh no, we haven't got the scripts yet, but as soon as we do, we'll send you the scripts. So I was waiting for the scripts to arrive, and they never did. Back in 2018, Jackson told the UK's Metro, I think they're going to send us some scripts to see if we can help them along. So he says, I'll be watching it. Perhaps even more crucially, sources say author JRR Tolkien's estate was against having Jackson on board. This shouldn't be surprising, as the estate had no involvement with his films, and Christopher Tolkien has previously slammed the trilogy in the press as eviscerating his father's books, claiming they turned his novels into action movies for young people that lacked the beauty and seriousness. But the estate is involved with the series. Amazon paid the estate an astounding $250 million for the rights to make the show. All that said, one does not simply offer to send Peter Jackson a Lord of the Rings script and then leave the man hanging. Moving on. Jackson was also asked if a movie studio would greenlight his trilogy today, answering probably not with a director like me and a studio that would put its money on the line for 3 movies. And to go over to Christopher Tolkien trashes Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings, and this was back January 9th, 2013. So this was almost 10 years ago. And so Christopher Tolkien was certainly no fan of the Jackson version. Greetings. This episode brought to you today by yours truly at Blue Mesa Studios. Please have a look at the links for Patreon. I'm also on Buy Me a Coffee and several other places that are shown on your screen. If you'd like to support the channel, that would really help me out a lot. Thank you for watching, and now on with the show. And this is what I think maybe we could wrap it all up and say this is the point of this particular video I'm talking about right now. The Tolkien Estate has to be laughing all the way to the bank with this because they know they've got the fandom on their side. They know the fandom likes the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings trilogy much more than they like Amazon's trilogy. If you think about it, how bad did the Tolkien Estate screw Amazon over? Because Amazon's like, yeah, we're going to pay for this, and we're going to get all this stuff, and then we're going to do our own thing, and we're going to write our own fan fiction and then offer it to a 50, 60, 70-year-old fandom and say, haha, do you like it? They're going to be like, nope. And who wins in all this? The Tolkien Estate. I mean, and if they didn't like Peter Jackson's version, then what makes you think that they're going to like the fan fiction that Amazon comes up with? I mean, could one possible outcome could be we might never see more Lord of the Rings on screen for decades. For decades. This might be the nail in the coffin for, well, never say never, but this might put on ice any development of the Second Age that we might see for decades. Decades. I mean, if Amazon wants to remake the Lord of the Rings trilogy, which they actually have the rights to do right now. I mean, after Rings of Power, the flop that's going to be, the absolute most expensive train wreck in television history that it's going to be. I mean, who's going to want them to remake Peter Jackson's movies, to remake the Lord of the Rings trilogy in 5 or 10 years? If the series for Rings of Power even lasts the projected 5 years that they have planned. So, that's my thoughts. Tolkien Estate. Hey, well played. Well played. You got the money. You got the fandom. Nicely done. So that's my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Hit that like button. Give me a subscription. Come back for more new videos weekly. Thanks for watching. Appreciate y'all. Until next time, peace out.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.